As Walter Krause stirs, his suit still keeps him warm. The temperature readout, though, is minus 56 degrees C. The wind outside is calm, and the small outpost of Leominster is now fully under the control of Walter. Now he has the chance to gather up the many separate supplies, collect them all here in this one building, and then begin to map out a survival strategy. Walter will need to try and find a way off of this world eventually, but to do that he will need to be incredibly well prepared. And so, the Great Gathering begins. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm Aftershock. And Happy New Year! I have been on a little bit of a hiatus over the new year, but I'm glad to be back with Walter here. Now, before we start moving around the rest of the town here, we're going to be grabbing that crash axe, keeping that in hand. We're going to be leaving those emergency blankets up there for now, as, we are going to start to try and organize ourselves as best we can. It's going to take a lot to be able to do it. I wouldn't mind having a locker in here as well. I feel like that would be cool. We can probably try and drag that in from one of the other rooms. And then we just need to try and go around all the other locations in Leominster and start to drag things over here. So the astrobiology lab has a ton of chemicals and batteries and whatnot. We'll be bringing them all over to this augmentation clinic. This is going to be our home going forwards, and we will mark it as such, home, so that we know. Now, let's see if you're going to be able to manage this. It seems like, it's not too heavy for us to move about. That is good. I'm not sure exactly how much we're going to get in the way of storage space having a locker here. Sometimes you get a little bit more than what you'd be able to get on the floor. We'll actually get less in the locker, but that's okay. It's only 500 liters worth of capacity, but it's still something. If we do find a way to get through this door here, we're going to be able to utilize the shelves that are in there, and I think we'll be able to fit a little bit more on them. So then, looking at our map, what do we want to start with? Probably not the aquacultural farm. It's honestly more than likely going to be the astrolab, and then maybe some of the things from the various houses that are around there, and then things that we have in the augmentation clinic over there. So let's start heading down towards that astrolab first of all. Batteries are still looking really good at the moment. We are a little over encumbered, so we might want to try and just leave a few things behind. It looks like the washing soda is actually going to be one of the heaviest things that we have. Everything else, we're just going to be dragging. We will be sorting all of our equipment and everything else once we've actually kind of got everything over here. So much blood on the snow down here. What a mess. Now, we do have quite a few suits around. It might still be worth us just kind of collecting a few of them together, because we may be able to take some of the parts. So to begin with, we're going to get this back to at least the front of the base. There we go. We'll just leave a little bit of a gear pile here. Okay, that is a large supply of chemicals and all kinds of bits and pieces from the astrolab down here. And you better believe it does take us a while to move all of this around. Yeah, you know what? We'll go and pick up all those weird little bits of equipment as well. Okay, that's one building down. I think next we'll have a look at getting all of the things out of the houses here and that astrolab before we go to that block next. I mean, there might be some things in the aquacultural farm that we want, but it's mostly just the weird kind of slush. Oh, and wouldn't you know, it's a whiteout out. It doesn't ever really seem to affect our vision that much. Oh, yes, let's not forget about some of the items that are here as well. The toolbox, etc. We're going to be taking all of that with us. And from the kitchen, you can see here we're getting a load of different condiments, spices, and other little bits and pieces. Still very useful things. We're going to be hauling them outside, and that is the first house down. Yeah, we're just going to be keeping all of the things together, and then we're going to haul it back in one big go. It's going to take a very long time to haul all that back. We can already see that we are tired. Unfortunately, we didn't sleep for all that long. Yeah, sorry about that, Walter. Oh, and we're not getting in that way. We do have some astronaut MREs here, some H2O and stuff like that. All we need to do is just kind of heat that stuff up for us to be able to eat it properly. So we're definitely going to be taking all of that. These food cubes are actually good to go, and I think the beef sim and whatnot is as well, so that's good. Okay, we can eat some stuff here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it actually gives us a little bit of joy as well. It's going to make us slightly thirstier, but you know, that's okay. Just a little bit more there. Nice, Walter. Hand crank charger. Okay, now we're talking. Excellent. That was just stashed away here on this display rack. I can't say I've used a hand crank before in Cataclysm. Recharge a battery. Yeah. Ooh, okay. That's some good longevity for us. Okay, that's these 3 houses done down here now. So next up, we're going to do the house over here and then the Astro Lab. Then that's the section of street all done. Well, that's another section of stuff. And as we can see, each time we move now, it's taking around about 2.5 minutes for us to drag all of this stuff bit by bit. So it's going to take us a while to get all these things back home. We're going to do that before we try and get stuff from the augmentation clinic and the aqua over here. Oh, we've got one more house up there as well. Okay, it's going to be a long haul, Walter. Ooh, okay, that took a while. It's now 4 p.m., but we've got everything from that section back here, and we can eat a little bit more, so we're going to go for one of those food cubes there. We're very thirsty at this stage, so we do need to try and figure out a way to get some form of water in us sooner rather than later. It doesn't help that we are extremely weary. We could try and take a little bit of a break here, but I think we're just gonna have to try and push through. Okay, we have everything now. Let's get it back home and let's get organizing. Okay, so we have our little space here, which we are going to start to designate. We're going to do unsorted first, this whole little zone here. We're going to go and mark. Then we need to decide where we want all of our other little bits and pieces to be. I think keeping tools and weapons, etc. in the locker is going to make sense. Okay, so we have everything theoretically sorted out, so we'll start doing some sorting. Okay. And it looks like we've moved most of our things around. We still have some containers, and it looks like, yeah, okay, more containers and things here as well. So containers can probably just go with the rest of our stuff down here. Let's see if that finishes it off. And it does seem to do that. Okay, apart from a few things here. There we go. That's a bit more organized for my liking. And yeah, stuff is still kind of a little bit all over the show. But we've got it all in one place, which is going to make doing any kind of crafting just that much easier because we've got a lot of things around us. So first thing that we need to try and figure out is water. We desperately need water. Now we do have some water purification tablets, so if we do get water, we can look at unfreezing it. We should have more than enough heating devices here. It's just a question of what batteries we're going to use with them and what's going to be the best thing for us to use. I mean, there's a military mess kit here, which, yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to try and use for the moment. So let's go wield this big, well, let's say the casserole pot. And we'll try and gather up some water. Now we do have stuff that is just like totally fresh and good to go. Maybe we should do a little bit of that first. We're actually going to give this mess kit a new designation, M, just so it's a little easier for us to just activate it. Heat food up with it. So lots of small things of clean water there. We do have those little H2O packages, but doesn't seem to want to play with those. That's fine. I honestly think putting a load of water into here, just cracked ice, is probably going to be the easiest thing for us to do. So, where then is our nearest bathroom? Just out the front here. So, we have our frozen water. We'd be crushing it up with our hammer. Yep, let's do that. We pick up the frozen water. Wonderful. We've got 4 in the casserole pot at the moment. I'd like to try and see if we can insert some more into that. Not enough space. Interesting. I figured we'd be able to fit a little bit more frozen water than that in a casserole pot, but perhaps not. We still have all that water with us, so, maybe we want to try and keep the pot emptied for now then. Yeah, let's just unload that and go back to our mess kit, heat up food with it rather than in it, and okay, 17 water altogether here. Is it going to be possible? Fluid leaked out of the military rucksack and dripped onto the ground. Well, great, wonderful, fantastic. I'm glad that work that way. So no, we do definitely want to insert it into something beforehand. I was hoping we'd heat it up and then be able to put it into something, but it's fine. So let's put all of that into there if we can. All right, we can fit 4 into there at the moment, which is not as much as I was hoping. Heat up food in it. Yes. Well, the mess kit's actually looking okay at the moment in terms of its charge. Heat up food with it, yeah. And the tricky thing is, okay, it's for water. When we go to heat it up, it just kind of, it doesn't display what container it's in. So there we go. We heat it up. Wonderful. We have 4 water just like that. Okay, so we will activate, actually 7 water. Either way, we are going to use a water purification tablet on this. I'm guessing it was also detecting the water on the ground, but we can't drink that water. Can't drink spilled liquids, yeah. Oh dear. Alright, well, let's just go and drink that for now. We're feeling satisfied. That's good. Now, if we have enough batteries, we can kind of keep on doing this. I think the next easiest thing to do will just be heating up some of that clean water that we had. Now, I don't know how much this can actually take in it. Oh, that's just using it as a tool to heat something up. We've just got our 2 clean water here. Surely that's not going to take us that long for us to heat it up. We'll go and knock that back. We're no longer feeling thirsty, so that's a nice bonus. And we still have an okay amount of batteries there. So yeah, heating it up is fine. It's the boiling it that uses a lot of battery. So ideally, what we will try and do is have a large source of water and then heat that water up with the mess kit. So we just need a big container, and I'm just trying to think if we've seen anything like that so far. I mean, bathtubs, but we haven't seen any bathtubs, have we? No. I'm just trying to think of like vats. Water cylinders are a thing still in Aftershock, just behind certain air conditioning units, although I don't think we're going to find anything like that here per se. So, okay, what do we want to try and do with the rest of our time? It is 6:30, so the evening is going to be arriving at some point or another. We could try and rest with what battery power we've got left for our suit. But I am concerned that we are going to start to kind of just chew through those batteries, and then all of a sudden we won't realize, oh dear, we have run out of batteries. So I think batteries are so important that we want to keep them visual. We want to be able to see them. So maybe we try and keep them over here in the corner. So that's actually going to be tool magazines. So we're going to move the position for that all the way over there. Excellent. Okay, so that's all the batteries that we have there. We still have quite a few medium batteries, which that's great. If we could build a basic vehicle rig, we'd be able to implement a battery charging system. Unfortunately, we haven't come across anything in these ruins that could really help us. No nuclear generators. Although in saying that, I guess there are still some small sections that we haven't looked at, it seems like. So maybe we have a look at doing that then, eh? Okay. Let's keep the laser rifle out in our hand for the moment. It's a whiteout. And let's see if we've missed anything here. Honestly, I don't think we have. Yeah, so we were only missing a tiny portion of the town from above. We're kind of seeing everything there. Now, I did just have a thought for a moment. These biolabs here, there is a small chance that in these rooms here, it might actually be slightly warmer. I mean, we are still seeing glacial ice. So at the moment, I'm just having a look at our temperature, 14 across the board. I mean, our suit is heated, so it's probably going to stay around that amount anyway, but there is hot air around the vents, and we have been able to melt things in the past by doing it that way. So that is a way that we'd be able to get things melted by utilizing these vents here. How close does the hot air get? It's really just here. So the smoke is a problem. You can't sleep around smoke. But if we were to move onto this square here, okay, we can see that we are considered to be a little bit warmer. If we were to, let's say, turn the suit off here, we are quite cold. Not like incredibly cold, but we're quite cold. And that's hot air 3 that we have on us here at the moment. Yeah, hey, just trying to figure out the long-term strategy for Walter here. Right, everything's turned back on okay. Temperature is looking good. Honestly, I think with the little bit of light that we have left today, we do a tiny bit more exploration. We can probably drop off a little bit more before we try and do that though, so yeah, I think that would be wise. Heaviest thing that we've got right now is the Magna Driver. I kind of want to keep it around because it is very, very useful. We're not looking at grabbing things, we're just looking at exploring. Yes, we are extremely wary, I do realize that, but we only have so long until we start to lose the benefits that come from having a fresh character from civilization. Walter will start to tire and lose a lot of weight before too long, so yeah, let's make the most of this, start heading on out. Well, we've reached the road, we're going to follow it for a while, see if we can pick out anything in the distance, but we want to make sure that we can get back to Leo before, it gets too dark. Oh my gosh, there is a bend in the road coming up, and the reason why that's so impressive to me is that's how far we've gone so far. Yeah, okay, and that's a body. That's a body here. A bathrobe. They do have a wallet with a cash card. That's actually quite useful. We will look at taking that. Just a human corpse in the snow. The body of a young woman, it seems. Well then. So, let's see where this road goes. I had kind of set 8 o'clock as a cutoff time. We've just discovered, I think, some hydrothermal flats over here as well. So, okay. Seems like a pretty considerable flat area. We're seeing a lot of it. Okay. Well, we might head off-road and explore that, but for now, we are just going to be continuing down this road, seeing where it leads. We've discovered yet another body out here. No cash card on this person, but we'll take that hairpin. It could eventually become a lockpick for us. And we've got another corner of the road and a chihuahua. Hello? To the southeast. Just a straight up chihuahua. Okay. Yep, it sure is. How it managed to survive is a miracle. You don't say. You don't say. Okay. Well, hi there. I don't think we have anything we can feed you. We are starting to see the light just ease off a little bit. And yeah, that's going to make seeing things that much more difficult for us. Oh boy. It's a big trek back to Leominster, but we might have to do it. Let's just have a look. How long is it till night? It's only 31 minutes. I think we just have to go back. It's territory that we know. I would love to be able to try and feed this chihuahua. But yeah, I don't think we have anything we can feed it. We would need to have dog food, I think, specifically to try and feed it. I'm just going to make a note here though, dog, so that maybe we can come back and try and save that chihuahua. Because, yeah, that would be great. For now, though, we are going to be using the auto-travel system to get back to Leominster, because that's a hell of a walk, and that should make it far easier to travel that long distance. That's the last of the light. Walter is still going. And just like that, we've made it back inside here. Just wanted to see if we discovered anything else there. Doesn't look like we did. Man, that was a lot. Now, we need to make sure that we are sleeping with some pretty decently charged batteries in here. We are pretty low on this one here. I think the cryosuit should be okay for most of the night. We'll see about that, but the Frontier Cryo Mask, let's go and put a nice fresh one, well, I guess semi-fresh one in there. And, okay, it's still turned on. That's good. We're going to go upstairs. We're going to be sleeping underneath of the blankets that are up there, and hopefully it's comfortable enough. Alright, it's going to be a while until sunrise, so hopefully, Walter, you can actually get some proper sleep. And there we go. The first day of the rest of their unlives. Survive for a day and find a safe place to sleep. We've woken up at 5:13 in the morning because, yeah, that sunlight as it creeps over that icy horizon is more than enough to wake us up. So, our torso is looking pretty good. We are going to go and put a new bandage on that though, just to make sure that it gets fully healed up. We're going to be looking at having a bite to eat if we can, and then we're going to be hitting the road again, because while I do like everything that we've got here, we really need to know what is around us, and if we can find a way to generate power long term, that would just be grand. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be crackers for us today, so we're going to go and knock them back. That's enough to kind of get started. Battery-wise, we're actually looking okay, and we do still have some more batteries with us. I just want to make sure that we do. Yes, okay, that's more than enough for us to make it back here from, well, a decent distance away. But yes, what do we want to do? Well, some of our liquids, we could actually look at trying to place them. So like the H2O that's frozen here and stuff like that, we could place them in the hot room of the biolab. I think that's going to be a good idea for us to do, just so that we can duck in there whenever. Sugar is not going to really go off. The H2O, all these cans of drink, yeah, they can go in there. The mustard and stuff like that, we're not going to worry about. Oh, it looks like some of the beefsome here we can eat okay. The clumps of lichen, yeah, they actually quench us a little bit, but no, we need to process those. We'll get to learning that before long. Let's just go with the beefsome, and then we're going to be hauling all this stuff down to where it needs to go. So yeah, it's not too far for us to get this stuff into here and then get it right next to one of these. Actually, I think this spot should be fine. It's hot air 3. So yeah, we'll stop hauling that. We'll leave it there. It's close enough that I think we should see some difference in that in time. But for now though, Walter, we are going to be trying to make it back down towards where we were. Let's see what path it gives us. Okay, so we are actually going to see some slightly different terrain. I'm down for that. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Oh, I think we're actually seeing a ravine here, if I had to take a guess. Yep, we certainly are. We're actually seeing such a good distance as well, because there's nothing blocking our view at all. So if there's anything out here, we're gonna discover it. Broken cyborg. Interesting. To the south? Yes, let's stop. Have we discovered a town? Okay. Haha. All right. Well then, a broken cyborg. Well, we don't have the armor with us. We do have our handy dandy crash axe. Broken cyborg's all the way down there at the moment. Can't see our current location. Okay, alright, so let's just go and drop a few things here to make this a little safer for us. Wield our crash axe and see how this goes. If we need to run, we will run, but I'm feeling pretty confident in Walter's ability here. Alright, did manage to get a strike in there, another one, that's good. His torso encumbrance is still throwing him off balance because unfortunately the armor is still encumbering, but it's protecting us against any damage that the cyborg is attempting to do on us. The trick is not getting completely out of stamina. Okay, but that's that done. That's a cyborg down. Let's get the rucksack back on, and we'll put the laser rifle back in there. We'll just keep our axe out for the moment. I think, just like the other towns, we are going to want to try and see if we can clear this one first, before anything else. Okay, we're actually not seeing anyone else right now. Ooh, see, that's always so tempting. When we see a manhole cover like that, it makes me want to dive down. This is Cavendish. Welcome to Cavendish, another very, very small outpost here, but an outpost that has 2 astrobiology labs and an augmentation clinic that I'd love to dive into. Yeah, okay. All right, well, I think it would be smart for us to try and clear the place before we try and do any looting. So let's just back around the corner here. We're going to be dropping our rucksack again, just to give us a little bit of a chance. Okay, cyborg, let's go. Let's play. Striking away. There we go. Nicely done, Walter. Okay, get that pack. Let's just continue on down here. Another cyborg. I'm not surprised to see that many down there, but there's 2, so that's a little bit more than I'm wanting to fight right now. We could break this and try and fight them one by one. That's not a bad option for us. Honestly, I think that's what we're going to do. So let's just move into here for now. We're going to look at dropping our backpack and just see if they are wanting to follow. So we do have one that's following us so far. Let's just see. Let's just wait. Come on, over this way. Keep on coming. There we go. All right, let's take you down. Okay, that actually didn't take all that long. Let's get our breath back. And the other one, there it is. Let's bring it up. Let's take it down. Kind of feel a little sorry for dispatching the previous inhabitants like this, but Walter does what he needs to. Smash those remains. Lots of scrap metal on the ground there from the vent. Okay, let's get that pack back on and move on down here. Okay, a lot of activity there. We're probably looking at a manhack, if I had to take a wild guess. But then again, this is an aquacultural farm, so I'm not going to take those chances just yet. Yeah, it's either a manhack or a skitterbot, but it could be a big, terrifying thing that wants to blast a hole in our side, and I don't want that. So yeah, we'll try and avoid that for the moment. A prototype cyborg, eh? Okay, a bit further away it seems. Can you see us yet? No. Okay, let's just keep on peeking for the moment. It doesn't look like there's much in the way of ruins here, just the one ruin. This place is actually pretty well put together. Okay, there's that cyborg. Okay, let's just bring it out to the center of the street here, drop the pack, and we'll fight it out in the open. Striking away. The prototypes seem to be a little bit easier for us to take down. We did manage to get our melee skill up to 2 there, and yes, I know that there is a possibility for us to potentially try and save some of the prototype cyborgs. That's something that we may attempt to do down the line, but right now, we can barely take care of ourselves. Walter will do what he needs to keep himself alive. Well, we've nearly walked around the entire town here. The ruins do have a possibility to have some nasty stragglers. We'll see whether or not they do. So far, so good. Okay, looks like we'll need to be kind of bashing to get in here. Anything? Nada. Okay, it's all empty. Well then, okay, heading across the road, we have effectively cleared the town, at least the outside of it. It's pretty kind of easy going, really. Let's see. Can we crack you open? Pry. Alright, we lift the manhole cover. Halfway down, it becomes blocked off. So that's not an option for us, unfortunately. Okay, so then, where do we want to start? I think the augmentation clinics, just because they're a little bit safer, and, well, we know how to perform heists in these things now, so we've got that going for us, don't we? Okay, so first of all, let's head on up here, and I think it's probably worth us trying to bring together some of the magazines and whatnot that are here. I will want to just sort through the equipment afterwards because I don't think we're going to want to try and take everything, but we will take what we think is going to be helpful for us in the long term. That ceramic armor plate, we probably will take that with us. It could be handy. Okay, definite activity happening around here. Mechanical whirring. That's a little concerning. We'll take some of the bandages and morphine from here and just more of the medication. We're going to have a ridiculous amount of it, but I'm kind of okay with that. Okay. Ooh boy. Okay, so that's bad. That's quite bad. We don't like that at all. Oh man, okay. Well, hey look, okay. We don't 100% need the things that are in this town. If anything, I think just taking the batteries from the astrobiology lab are going to be worth it. I would like to try and take a few of these things if we can, like the chocolate drink, and sure, we'll take the magazines as well because they're going to be pretty lightweight. But I'm going to go mark this with danger, just so that we know that it is going to be dangerous going forwards. Mark danger, robot. There we go. We know there's a robot there. So then, the houses, they still have potential. Of course, so too does the other augmentation clinic, but I think we're going to go for those astrolabs first, just because they seem to be a little bit more chill when it comes to horrific enemies that can kill us in a single hit. Yeah, so let's see what we've got going on over here then. Ready to run, but hey, that's our friendly skitterbot that we expect to be there. Okay, you did actually get a little stun on us there, bastard. Okay, but what is that? A hydrogen tank. Okay, some beakers. I'm going to try and be a little bit more selective as to what we end up taking from here. We're not going to be taking everything, but where I do find clean water, yeah, you know we're going to take it. The hydrogen tank is something that we haven't had access to yet either. We've got a lot of ammonia solution and liquid ammonia, so we can probably leave some of that here. Applications of Salus IV Lycan. Yes, we will be taking you, thank you. The zinc powder, the ferric chloride, and the acetone. Take that clean water too. Potassium, we've got some charcoal, a nice big medium battery, very nice. The aluminium sulfate we'll be grabbing too. The denatured alcohol is great because we can use that in a number of different cookers. Bismuth, yeah, sure. We'll just take the battery out of that multimeter. The nitrogen tank we'll take as is, the rock salt as well. Okay, that's that section. I think we probably still will try and take some of this lichen with us. Peptone broth. I mean, this is going to make us over encumbered, but we do what we must, right? Acetylene gas machine. You are pretty heavy. I want to try and see what that is and if it's something that might actually be useful to us. A bulky device that turns water and calcium carbide into unpressurized acetylene. Oh, okay, so useful for making acetylene gas. Water and calcium carbide. So long term, that would help us carve through things. So it is quite good, but finding the space for it. Yeah, we're already actually running out of space. Unfortunate. Well then, I think it's probably one of the bulky tanks that we picked up that's causing us problems at the moment, so yeah, volume. I mean, weight is most certainly an issue, 100%. Oh, the polycarbonate sheet? Go. We don't need you. Get out of here. And then these tanks, we can say goodbye to them too. That's already helped with the volume a lot, so let's see. Okay, we can pick those both up. Nice. We're going to pick up both of those books because they're not that heavy. That battery as well. Checking the gear room here. The earplugs actually useful. We will be taking those. Battery with a little bit of charge, yeah. An induction hot plate. More efficient than a standard hot plate. So yeah, I think that might be more efficient than the military mess kit that we've been using, but I'm not 100%. That's another nice big battery. We will be taking that, of course. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about this place. We're going to mark it as explored, even though, yeah, there are still some things here. We'll check out the other astrobiology lab, and then I think we're probably going to head back with what we've got. I know we haven't gone very far. I was hoping to find other things off of the road, so we may try and go a little bit more of a circuitous route back towards Leominster. We'll see. For now though, let's try and get into this lab. It's gonna have to be through the side, and let's just get our breath back before we do any of that. Okay, where are you? There you are. Okay, yep, a little bit of stunning there. Let's go grab our stuff. Well, this place has been very good for finding medium batteries specifically. I'm very, very happy with all of this. Not so happy with the high amount of weight that we're dealing with. I definitely want to take the nuclear physics book and the modern Tanner. So, yet again, I'm going to have to sacrifice some things. I think we have enough washing soda at home, so that can probably go for now. Alright, we can take one of the books. Oh, and there we go. Getting rid of the rock salt made a big difference. And yeah, there are still some things here, but we've taken the batteries that we need, so yet again, I shall mark it as explored. I would love to be able to dive into the augmentation clinics at the moment, but I think we've come away with some good things, and while we are quite encumbered, I think we just try and make it back with what we've got so far, because otherwise we're going to have to be stopping for even more breaks along the way. I would like to try and come up in this direction if we can, so I think we're going to attempt to do that. Oh, that's weather. Oh, didn't realize that we could do that. Toggle weather. Right, anyway, that's the direction that we're going to be going in. We can't walk into unexplored areas, so we'll try and go up and off that way, and I'm just going to have to try and stop and continue after a break occasionally, and it's good that we can kind of just do that automatically. Okay, well, we cleared a little bit of the territory there. I don't want to just dick around while we're carrying this much weight on us, so I think we will make it back home, taking lots of breaks along the way. But hey, we've made it back with even more stuff. We are feeling tired though, I think, from just lugging a huge amount of weight around on our backpack all day, and honestly, it's the friggin' Magna Driver. The Magna Driver is making a big difference when it comes to weight, so I think we probably try and limit it to just these two weapons going forwards. That might be better for us. Okay, there we go. All of that has been sorted out. Now, I think we're probably going to have to look at getting some things onto our tablet PCs. Now, unfortunately, we do have two tablet PCs here, though. So let's just see. Read stored books, nothing to read. Okay, let's check the other one then. Read stored books, nothing to read. I swear that we've been digitizing things already. Let's just have a look then, because we should have at least some apps on one of them, right? Use SD card apps. Okay, so nothing on one of them, it seems. Okay, this is, yeah, unfortunately, we've got two in our inventory here, so I'll just need to separate them, I think, to try and figure this out, because they have the same battery charge as well. Okay, so this one doesn't actually have anything on it at all, and this one over here also has nothing. How strange, but hey, we've got it in our inventory now, so that's fine. We've got a lot of cards that we need to download things from, and a lot of books that we want to try and digitize, so let's get on that. I think we're also going to make this T for tablet PC, just so it's easy for us to activate. Let's go use the SD card apps first, download all of those cards onto there. That's recipes, photos, songs, etc. Very good. And the old cards we can just drop off. Now, storing books. There are many books here for us to store. If we try and store all of them, we can. It'll just take 2 hours and 27 minutes. I'm okay with that. There we go. All of those books have been digitized now. all these ones here. So we can just go and move them away, and I think that's going to be the easiest thing for us to do, because then we know, well, then we can keep track of things, can't we? We'll just leave them in the other room. Okay, so we're a little thirsty, we're a little hungry. I think we're going to have some of the beef sim. The landfall rations are good to go as well. So maybe the temperature in here hasn't been as bad. It's still minus 46 degrees C, so yeah, that's not great. I'm gonna go check on some of the drink that we left off, and you know what? We might actually have some more here. Indeed, we do. So let's go take those across to the hot room. Okay, any luck yet? Still frozen. Okay, we might just have to be around here for a little while longer for them to defrost. Then again, they might not defrost, that's also possible, just because like the overall temperature is still just too low. Hey, we've got to give it a shot, right? And so, yes, we are tired, yes, we are thirsty. I still wouldn't mind checking around us a little bit more just to see if there is anything close by, but we also know that we can walk for a very, very long time in one direction and not really see much of anything. So it's a question of whether we try and stay here and read and study, or if we go out there into the world to try and seek things. And honestly, right now, I'm thinking maybe we just try and stick to the reading side of things. If we can get our computing skill better, our electronics skill better, installing CBMs will be easier, and that's going to increase our chance of survival just so much more. So I think that's probably going to be the best thing for us to be doing right now. And we don't have to use our tablet PC to read, but we've got a lot of batteries right now. It's just convenient to read off these things. So read stored books. Let's see what we can do. We can get our computing up to 1. We can get our electronics up to 1. I think we'd want to do that so we can at least get some basic CBMs installed. So ham radio illustrated. Let's kick things off with you. Oh, okay, and let's put a new battery in that Frontier Cryo mask, huh? Yeah, managed to just catch that. Okay, there we go. We have a theoretical understanding of electronics of 1. That's a good start. We are very hungry at this stage, so we are going to have one of the rations. It's not going to be great for our enjoyment, but it is calories, and calories are what we need right now. We've just had another as well. Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on that thirst. Okay, I'm tempted to go and check on the water now, just because it's been a little while longer, and we've been close enough that I would hope it would have started to defrost, but hey, maybe not. Okay, nada. That's disappointing. And yeah, hot air 3, it looks pretty good right there. Yeah, I mean, we could hope for a hot spring or something like that to be able to put the water in and heat it up that way, but alas, no. What we can have a look at doing though is, first of all, just dealing with this minimal bit of pain that we've got here. We'll just take a codeine. That'll start to take effect. We've got these power storage CBMs that we can go and slot into ourselves. And we have a table here that we can actually even do that on. Let's just have a look and see what it would take to install that now. A 12% chance of failure. It's pretty small. It's pretty small, but it's still a chance higher than I would like. Can we get our electronics higher than that? We can't. We could get our computing skill higher though, couldn't we? Let's just have a look on our tablet here. We need an electronics of 5 to be able to get the nuclear physics book working. Okay. Noted. Honestly, I think just getting some of our basic skills up is going to be a good idea. So getting fabrication, getting computing, getting those things going is going to be useful. Let's go with computers first though, because it's going to help us with like the hacking side of things before long. And our Frontier Cryo suit just ran out of charge. Okay, so new battery for you. And I think we're probably going to try and read until about 10 tonight. We'll see how far we get with that. Okay, all right, we're gonna stop about there. We're nearly halfway, so that is something. I don't know how far these batteries are gonna take us, but you know, willing to give it a shot. We're very thirsty now. We can heat up water, remember, if we need to, but I'm gonna try and see if we can make it the night. And ideally, in the morning, that stuff will be defrosted. We'll see though. Another day. Let's sleep. Okay, and we actually we slept a surprisingly long amount of time there. We're dehydrated this morning. It's nearly 9 a.m. So the sun rose about 4:30, but we managed to sleep through it, so we must have been really, really tired. Walter did have quite an active day yesterday. let's hope that some of that stuff is defrosted for us, because that would just be, well, that'd be the best. Also, oh boy, that Frontier Cryo Mask is nearly out of power. Okay, we'll swap it as soon as it's done. Okay, any luck? Any luck? Nothing. Okay, so this method is not going to work for us, so let's just go pick it all back up, and we're going to have to defrost things the manual way. Ooh, okay, that's a load of frozen condensed milk that, yeah, okay, it's just good to go. It's not going to be super quenching. Pour it into container. I guess we'll just put it into the casserole pot for now, and then consume it straight from there. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good for calories, certainly. Very, very good. Excellent. Now, let's go heat up maybe just some straight up water. We've got 8 clean water here, so we'll try and get that. Good. Okay, it's nice and cold, and we'll just start to slurp that back. Hydrated. Wonderful Walter. So, that is a bonus. That's good. Now, I would like to try and read just a little more if we can, so I think that's what we're going to focus on still. Let's see if we can get that computing done. And there we go. That is a theoretical understanding of 1. Good stuff. We're hungry again, but we've had a lot of calories, so I'm not that concerned about that. We are going to have a codeine, just because we got a little bit of cold pain while swapping out our helmet batteries. And I'm just going to wait for that pain to go, because I'm intrigued to see if we can do a installation here. 8% chance of failure. I think it's worth us giving it a go. It's a 20-minute operation. Let's try. Hey, Spiritus Quaedam Promptus, Caro Vero Infernum. There we go. We gained the achievement Cyberpunk. Waking up, it is 12:40. The charge is looking okay on both of our suits still, and we've installed our first bionic. Walter, you were that much closer to surviving this icy wilderness. Today, we stretched our exploration just that little bit further. We collected up all the things around us that we can attempt to use to ensure Walter's survival here. It won't be easy, and right now it's not sustainable, but he is continuing on. The fire inside of him has not been quelled by the cold just yet. Legionnaires, I ask you, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.